What's going on, you guys? Rob's Way of the Highway here. Happy Monday. Today we are going to be talking about flashlights. Those of you who have watched my last video on the DIY basement bar, I couldn't stress enough about how lighting is important. This is no different in my world that I live and the way I do things with my flashlights. Light is key. Everyone, laughs at me or can't believe that I carry a flashlight on my hip every day. It's something that I've been doing for about 6 years now. I wish I would have been doing it far longer. It's just a practical thing to have a flashlight. A lot of people go, "Oh, but I don't need that. I got a cell phone. I got a flashlight on my phone." Yeah, okay, until you don't because your phone's dead. Or you're trying to, look at something far away and your flashlight on your phone only goes 5 feet because it spreads the light all over the place. It's got its place, right? But there's nothing quite like having a dedicated flashlight. And there are so many different ways and different types of flashlights. And I'm not necessarily going to go into that in this video. That's a whole nother vlog. But I'm going to do a quick review on the flashlights that I have and the ones that I use. And go from there. Let's dive right in. Alright, so, and I have more flashlights than this, but these are the main ones, right? These are all Nitekores. This is an E4K. This one just came out. It's a 4,000 lumen flashlight. I'm sorry, 4,400 lumen flashlight. It's extremely bright. This is old school, MH20. It's been beat to hell. It's the second one I've had. I lost the first one. This one's an SRT3. Not a very good light in my opinion. Super small, size-wise. It's nice and small, especially for everyday carry, but the battery inside is not very big and it doesn't last very long. And the residual drain when you don't use it's pretty terrible. The battery just seems to go dead even though you don't use it much. So yeah, those for everyday carry. I've got a unique little cookie here. I'll go into that. And then I've got, obviously, I've got a lot of DeWALT stuff, so I've got these lights as well. I'm just going to dive right in here. So, this is my latest. This is the E4K. This is a hella bright flashlight. It's 4,400 lumens. It is powered by a 21700 battery, which is like, everybody talks about Tesla batteries, right? I'm going to just go ahead and set that down there. Everyone talks about Tesla batteries and the Teslas and whatnot. And so we could compare real quick the battery sizes. The new style battery versus the old style versus the super small one here. So you can get an understanding. So this battery here is the new one. This is a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. So obviously the higher the mAh, the longer the runtime. It's USB-C chargeable, which is kind of nice because everything's USB-C now. Anything's micro USB, it works, but it's like, I like my USB-C, right? So you got that, and then you got the regular 18650 sits next to it, and then this is a CR123A, which is this one's an RCR123A because it's rechargeable, 3.7 nominal voltage. Basically the size difference in all these, right? So this one's not that much bigger, and it's significantly higher capacity, 3,400 versus 5,000. You could pull more power out of it because it's a bigger battery. The bigger the battery, the more oomph it has. It's as simple as that. This could be a whole separate video just going on batteries alone. I mean, I'm very versed in batteries. But anyways, going back to this, the reason I switched to the new one here with the big battery is because primarily, yeah, it's 4 times brighter, but runtime. 9 out of 10 times you're not going to be using it in full throttle mode. So, you have that, but if you're just using it in regular mode, it's going to last a long time. Okay, this one here was my everyday carry for so long, this MH20, and it was only March 10th that I got this new one here. Hold on, I got to screw this back in here. Put this one together here. So I can give you a quick comparison, I guess, because, why not? So the first one's the SRT3. That's a 550 lumen light. Okay, and then we have the MH20. So it's even better. That's 1,000 lumens. And the camera is kind of hard to do justice here because it's going to dim it down. And then obviously you have our massive 4,400 lumen light. So I don't know how well that's going to come out on video, but these are everyday carry. So this one's ruled out. I don't like this light. It's not good enough. That I didn't carry it very long. These two here, these are the comparisons, right? So the 4,400 lumen light is an advantageous light because it has further spread, so it doesn't throw as far. You notice the beam on the 1,000 lumen one is much more, concentrated versus this one. I like this better because it lights more of an area up. So for everyday carry, I think that's better. Going into the DeWALT lights, so believe it or not, this little guy right here, this is only 110 lumens, but take a look at this. It's pretty damn bright. And the reason why it's so bright is because it's super tight. The way that the reflector is in there, it concentrates all that light in one small, very, very small area. So even though it's only 110 lumens, right, it's like literally almost about, we'll just say a ninth of what 1,000 is. It's very bright in the one area. This is not an expensive light. It has a purpose, right? It has a purpose. If you're trying to look down a drain line or you're trying to look into the corner or something and you want to just see that area, this is the light I'm gonna grab every time if I'm doing something that's not with my everyday carry lights, right? Same here. This is a 1,000 lumen spotlight, but as you can see, it lights up more of an area. It's still concentrated, right? Because it is a spotlight. It's got red on there. I don't really use that. But same deal. These are 3 lights that are highly focused. Okay? You take that same 1,000 lumens and you apply it to something like this. Look at how open this is. This is a floodlight. This is not meant to shine far. See, it doesn't look bright, but it's putting out the same amount of light as the other one down there. Not very far. So again, it has its purpose. So let's say let's say I needed to work in this room, right? This is a dark room, and I needed to get some work done on this security camera. I can't see what I'm doing. I would take this light, I would sit it right here, and look at how much light. Look at how well that works. See, this is an area light. This is the type of light you would use if you're working underneath a car, or you need to light up a whole area. I've got several of these. Okay. So let's go back to the other ones, right? It's the right tool for the job. A flashlight's a tool. So you shouldn't be, using it. You shouldn't be having one kind. You should have many different types of light. So let's say we're doing the same thing here, but let's look at this little 110 lumen guy. Okay, same deal. Look at what we're doing here. We're just, that's it. That's not good, right? This is the wrong type of light to be doing that type of work. This one's the right type. Same with the 1,000 lumen spotlight. If you're trying to find someone on this, maybe a car went off into a ditch and it's dark outside, this is the light you're going to reach for. But look at how concentrated that beam is. This is the wrong light for working in this room to change that security camera if you had no other light. Again, the floodlight is. Different tools for different jobs. Okay? And I can't stress that enough. You have to have the right tool for the job. Try to grab all these lights and go back into the area where there actually is light, right? There's, like I said, it's just a flashlight's a tool like anything else. So you don't want, this is my light. Oh, yeah, this is the only light I use. And there's other lights too, right? And these haven't been converted to LEDs, so I don't use them. But everybody swears by mag lights. I got a short guy there, and I've got this big guy here. You could kill someone with this, right? So there's an advantage right there. You could beat the tar out of somebody. But look at how it's not that bright. This is not LED. But I don't know. I don't think flashlights like this have a purpose in the world anymore. I don't know. I had that mag light there I've had for 20 years. It's before LED was even a thing for lights. Now I have one more thing here that I think is kind of cool. And I'm going to reset because it's approaching 10 minutes here. Hang tight. So I got this little guy too, okay? This is a little Nitecore as well. This is an LC10 LC10. I don't think it's going to focus on it. But it's an LC10, okay? What's cool about this guy, okay, and you got your batteries, right? Like this is, and I got to get more of the 21700s to go with the big bad boy there. Like you've got a regular 18650, like this is the one that goes in a typical 1000 lumen flashlight. These are the same batteries, but one's got a button top with a circuit protection board and the other one doesn't. If you unwrap this battery right here, this is what would be underneath. So anyways, again, going back to 18650s, this is kind of cool. So what you do is this magnetic, and it doesn't matter which side you stick on it, okay? It will work, and it'll figure it out. Now you just touch it. It's touch sensitive, and then you can adjust the brightness on it. Now, I don't know how bright that is. I want to say it's probably 100 lumens. It's not going to be much. This is really, and that's a floodlight. Like, this is what you could use to light up a tent at night if you were camping. Now, the cool thing about this is that with the single battery here, you can actually charge your devices off of this battery as well. This acts as a mini power bank. So now, if you carry this around, and I don't carry this around. This is more for like camping and for like, living off grid or whatever. But you could literally take the battery out of your flashlight, or whatever flashlight you're using, and you stick these two ends on it, and now it gives you more light, but it gives you the ability to charge your phone. And this is just a USB-C adapter. Underneath there's micro USB. Take it a step further, and I had to pull this off because it isn't meant to be there. You take this, and you put this back in here. And now, when you do find external power source like a USB port, now you can actually plug this into USB and then go ahead and charge that battery back up. So this is like a three-way. This basically will use the battery as a power bank. It will use the battery to provide both red and white light. It will use the battery to charge a phone or any other USB device. And it will use the USB port to backfeed it to charge the battery. So I'm like a 4-in-1. Something like this is very unique. It's not a lot of money. I want to say something like this is $20. So it's kind of convenient when you already have the batteries anyways for your lights. And the little baby battery that's in here, it'll work with that too. It'll work with any regular lithium-ion battery with a nominal voltage of 3.7 volts. But yeah, this is kind of my main go-to lights here. Like I said, if I were to have to pick one light that's my main go-to, like in the other video, I went to one specific draw. I said, this is the one I go to the most. If I had to pick one here, keeping out everyday carry, it would be this floodlight. It would be this 1000 lumen DeWALT floodlight, because 90% of what I need for is to illuminate the entire room. And you can do that with this type of light, and you cannot do that with any of the other lights that are there. Or you can, but again, this is the right tool, and this is what I find myself reaching for the most. If I were to have to pick one, and that's all I got, it would be this one right here. This is a DCL050. So that's it. That's the overview on my world and the way I do it. A lot of people are going to have comments, or they're going to say, well, what about this light? It's better here, and this light's better there. Yeah, there's a lot of good flashlights out there. There's, oh, this one's way brighter. Well, okay, maybe, but is it USB chargeable? Does it have Panasonic battery cells inside that are tried, tested, and true? We can argue about it till the cows come home. This is my way of doing it. This is years and years and years of work and adaptability and changing to make things work the way I want it to work. And this is what I do. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, favorite, and I'll catch you tomorrow.